Mars's hidden companions. We often think of Mars as our solitary neighbor in the solar system, but what if it's had some secret sidekicks all along?
Yeah, you know Mars as the red planet, right? We all have this image in our heads, a dusty, lonely world just kind of wandering through space by itself. But here's the thing, that picture, it's not the whole story. Turns out, Mars is definitely not traveling alone.
No, not at all. Meet its secret bodyguards, the Mars Trojans. Seriously, it's got this whole entourage of asteroids that have been shadowing it for, get this, billions of years. So how in the world do they stay locked in this perfect formation? Well, it's all part of this incredible cosmic balancing act.
So, let's dive into that. A cosmic balancing act. I mean, how is this even possible, right? How can a bunch of asteroids just follow a planet without either crashing into it or just getting flung off into deep space? Well, the answer is just so cool.
The whole secret comes down to something called Lagrangian points. Okay, so imagine these as perfect little gravitational pockets in space. You've got the Sun and you've got Mars, and their gravity is pulling on everything. Well, there are 5 special spots where all those gravitational pulls and the orbital motion just perfectly balance out. They're basically stable parking spots in space where smaller objects can just hang out for, well, millions or even billions of years.
Now, for the Mars Trojans, we're really interested in 2 of these points, L4 and L5. The L4 point is the one that orbits 60 degrees ahead of Mars. That's where you find the leaders. And the L5 point, that one's trailing 60 degrees behind Mars, and, yep, you guessed it, that's home to the followers. It's like they're locked in this constant, perfect gravitational dance, leading and following Mars on its journey through the solar system.
Okay, so we have these 2 families of asteroids, right? The leaders and the followers. But here's the thing. They are not created equal, not even close. And when scientists really started looking, they stumbled onto a huge, really weird mystery.
And this is where it gets really puzzling. The 2 groups are, well, they're wildly imbalanced. Check this out. In that leading L4 group, we've only ever found 2 asteroids, just 2. But in the trailing L5 group, we found at least 15, and we're pretty sure there are more out there. So what gives? Why is one of these cosmic parking spots practically empty while the other one is totally packed? It's a genuine puzzle that has astronomers scratching their heads.
And hey, these aren't just abstract numbers. They're real objects with names and everything. You've got the lonely L4 leader, 1999 UJ7, and then over in that crowded L5 group, you've got the biggest one of the bunch, 5261 Eureka, along with its buddies like 1998 VF31 and 2007 NS2. Every single one of them is a little piece of this giant celestial mystery.
Just 2. As of April 2024, only 2 known asteroids in that whole leading group. And that huge difference, that imbalance, it's not just some weird trivia fact. No, it's a massive clue. It's a breadcrumb that tells us something really special, something unique must have happened to these objects, something that takes us all the way back to the chaotic birth of our solar system.
But you know what? The whole mystery about their numbers, that isn't even the most exciting part of the story. The real reason scientists are so obsessed with these little space rocks is what they might be. Echoes of the past, a direct link to the ancient solar system.
In this quote, this is the bombshell. Scientists did what's called a spectral analysis. Basically, they studied the light reflecting off some of these Trojans, like Eureka and its friends. And what they found led to this mind-blowing idea that they could be primordial Martian asteroids. Primordial just means they've been around since the absolute beginning.
So let that sink in. These aren't just random asteroids that got caught in Mars's orbit. No way. The evidence is pointing to the idea that they could be actual, literal pieces of Mars itself, blasted off the surface by some huge impact billions of years ago, and then they just settled into these calm, stable little pockets in space. They're like the lost children of Mars, carrying the chemical fingerprints of the planet when it was just a baby.
And because those orbits are so incredibly stable, these fragments have just been floating there perfectly preserved since the dawn of the solar system. They're pristine cosmic time capsules. Think about it. They hold the secrets of what early Mars was made of, like its original crust and mantle. It's like having a direct sample of a planet's original building blocks from 4 billion years ago. It's just incredible.
Okay, so let's pull back and look at the big picture here. These little asteroids trailing Mars are way more than just a cool space fact. They're a key to unlocking our solar system's secrets.
So let's just walk through how we got here. Step 1, we found out Mars has these asteroid companions.
Okay, cool. Step
Hang
2,
out in
we
these
learn super stable gravitational zones. Then, step 3, the big reveal, their chemical makeup suggests they're ancient. And that leads us to the final, most important point. They are basically time capsules that hold clues to the birth of our entire solar system.
You know, the Mars Trojans just go to show you that our solar system is still packed with surprises. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As we look out at Jupiter or Neptune, or even here at Earth, what other ancient secrets, what other little fragments of history are still hiding out there in the shadows of the planets, just waiting for us to find them?